let's start with the session that how ChatGPT can be a tool which can maximize or which can boost our IT preparation by 4 times. Okay. So there are plenty of tools available in the market, but right now everyone knows, I hope everyone knows that ChatGPT has got the main limelight because it has all the important capabilities of artificial intelligence, and it is really helping people out there in the market. Everyone is using ChatGPT as of today, and even we can also use this ChatGPT tool to enhance our preparation or the way we prepare. So what's happening that, out there earlier, let's say if we talk about time before ChatGPT, we used to Google, right? So if we have any problem, we just used to go to Google and type it over there. Am I right, everyone? So do you remember the time when you used to Google everything? Or I think till today you guys do Google, right? Everything. So now when you do Google, right? And a lot of times, even if my friend used to ask me that, Naman, can you tell me the answer of it? I used to say, hey, please Google it. Okay. So Google used to become the main verb earlier, and people were using Google a lot for anything, for any information, for doing your own preparation. You used to Google a lot. And right now as well, you are literally, access the Google, but there is a smarter, way of searching for new information, that is ChatGPT. So can anyone tell me that why ChatGPT is smarter than Google? I tell you one main reason. When you search something on Google, you have to go through at least 5 to 10 links. Okay, to find the required information, you have to basically go to 5 to 10 links. Okay, and then you create the summary yourself. I mean, if you are searching about about 9/11, okay, or something about recent news, okay, so, or maybe COVID, right? If you want to learn something about COVID, so what you are gonna do, you're gonna check like 5 different links, and then you are gonna create your own summary out of it. That okay, COVID-19 started in this time. It is started from this location. It is spread across the globe. So you got the information in 5 different links. You collected everything together and you created the summary out of it. This is what you used to do when you use Google. But now ChatGPT is something which gives you a precise summary directly. It saves your time because you don't have to now visit 10 different places. So that's number one, that ChatGPT has given you a potential that, you can go to 10 different, 10 different, sorry, you don't have to go to 10 different links to search for the information. You can go to ChatGPT, write anything or everything on ChatGPT, and you will get a precise information, which is really, really good. I mean, the quality of that information is really good. I remember my own time. I used to work with Siri. Apple phones has Siri. Guys, have you heard about Siri? Have you heard about Alexa? Have you heard about Google Assistant? Right? So all these are what? These are also, are the AI chatbots, right? These are also chatbots. But there is a small difference between these tools and ChatGPT. These tools, they work on specific commands. You cannot ask anything or everything from these tools. So they have set of commands. If you want to play a music, it will play the music. If you want, your Alexa to tell you the latest news, it will tell you the latest news, but it has its own limits. And that's why these chatbots, though these chatbots are AI chatbots, but still these chatbots are having lower capability as compared to ChatGPT. Okay. So ChatGPT gives you an ability. It's again a chatbot. Okay. It's again a chatbot, which is AI chatbot. But the difference is that it gives you data, which has quality, which makes sense. It is more smarter than, than your Alexa, Siri. It has like more capability as compared to these different tools. So that's why ChatGPT is a new way of searching the information, okay, of preparing your interviews, or maybe if you are at work, right? And you want some answer because you might not have the idea of everything and you want to Google something. So instead of going to Google directly, why can't we just ask that question from ChatGPT and get the answer to it? That might make our life easier. Because guys, it's important that we have to be smart enough. If you want to survive in this whole world which is running very fast, we have to really be smart. And you can be smart only if you use smart tools. Remember guys, people have already started using smart tools. It means they are one step ahead of all of us. So if we have to run in the same race, we have to use smart tools. And ChatGPT is right now is it is the smartest tool. There are several tools which are going to come in future. I don't care about that right now, because when I'm considering ChatGPT, for me, ChatGPT is helpful when I'm preparing for my IT jobs. Okay. So we don't care, what's happening in the world. Right now, if we are going to use ChatGPT, we are going to use it for one purpose. And what is that purpose? That how do I prepare for my IT interviews? Okay. So how do I prepare for my IT interviews? This is where I want to bring your attention to, so that you guys can fully utilize this tool, which is going to matter a lot before your next interview. Now, if I say that when we prepare for the interview, it's very important that we pay attention to four important things. Okay. So what is the number one? Number one is the introduction. This is something which is must in every interview. Every interviewer is going to ask you, about yourself. Okay. Or describe yourself. That's going to be number one. So we have to use ChatGPT to find out the best introduction about that job role. Okay, that's number one. Second, basically, we have to make sure that we use ChatGPT for project use cases. Okay, or maybe to find a lot of terminologies so that we sound really smart in the interview. So we should be aware of the latest terminologies. Okay. And if you are preparing for Scrum Master interviews, or maybe if you are preparing for business analyst interviews, right, you need to understand the role plays. Even ChatGPT can give you a lot of role plays so that you can understand the real scenario, that how a Scrum Master is working in the real environment, and ChatGPT can give you the answer to it. Okay, that's second. I mean, when we are preparing for the interview, we have to keep four things in mind. Very first is the introduction, that we are preparing a very well-defined introduction so that we can win the heart of the interviewer. That's number one. Second is that we are focusing on project use cases, terminologies, role plays, a lot of things, which actually is a technical thing and which can help you a lot. Third thing is, now we have to understand that how basically it can help you in complex questions. It's important that we get the answer of important questions right before the interview, because the interviewer can ask you 100 questions, and every question can be complex, but you have to make sure that every question is, you have the answer of every question yourself. Okay. And after that, I'm going to show you the demo of everything. So just allow me some time. I'm just listing down all the four important things so that you can understand, and then we will touch upon everything on ChatGPT. I'm going to show you the demo of everything on ChatGPT so that everything makes sense and you can utilize the ChatGPT in the same way like I do. Okay. So complex questions and frequently asked questions. Okay. So if you have if you like frequently asked questions means that what are the frequently asked interview questions? Generally what happens that a lot of people, they actually go to interviews and there are so many questions which actually repeats. So if in one interview you are getting a question about sprint planning, it is possible that even in next interview the same question can be asked. So you can ask ChatGPT what are the frequently asked interview question and answers, right? So that it will help you to make sure that at least for the basic questions or for the frequently asked questions you are ready. Okay. And the fourth one is going to be the code. and scenarios. This is really interesting, and I'm going to show you that. uh, Basically what happens that I remember Caroline, I know Caroline is here with us. Caroline always calls me and say, hey Naman, I'm stuck with this code. My code is not working. What should I do? And honestly, I'm very busy person sometimes, so I don't get a chance to respond to her. But ChatGPT can really solve your problem. Till certain extent, ChatGPT can solve your coding problem also. Okay. And the scenarios, like there can be multiple scenarios you can propose that in this scenario, what should I do next? Okay. Let's say if you're working as a scrum master and you have to ask some questions to your product owner, and you're working in the industry and you don't know what are the questions you're going to ask your product owner. So you can ask your chat GPT that, I am working on this UI based application. What should I ask, to my product owner? So those are the real scenarios questions which you can ask chat GPT. Okay. So the first one is the introduction. Second one is the project use cases. Third one is the complex questions and frequently asked questions. And fourth one is the code and scenarios. So guys, okay, what do you think? Which one is, very important out of all four of them? So everything is very important. So we have to make sure that how we are going to use the chat GPT. So are you guys ready? If I just switch over to chat GPT and show you one by one everything, are you guys ready? Everyone, are you guys ready to see it? Awesome, guys. Awesome. So let me share my screen now of chat GPT. So first of all, I'm going to show you that how you can access chat GPT, because maybe some of you are very new to chat GPT. You don't know how to use it. So you can just type chat.openai.com. Okay. Always remember, guys, it's chat.openai.com. On Google, when you search, you will find some difficulties sometimes. Okay. So in my opinion, just directly search this chat.openai.com, and I promise you that you will be landing on the right website. So for me, it's not asking me to log in, but for some of you, it will ask you to log in or create your account. Do that. Very first time, it might ask you to log in or to sign up. Do that, because I have already signed up. So it's not asking me right now. But if I open the same URL, let's say in another browser, it will, let me show you right away. Okay, just a moment. It's free of cost, guys. It's free of cost. Okay, so I'm going to show you that. So if I log in, so it will ask you log in and sign up. You can click on login button, and then you can sign up with the Google. If you have the Google account, or if you have Apple account, you can sign up. Okay. And or you can just you will be signed up like this. You will see this screen. This is a very empty screen. Just a moment. Okay. So over here, once you are landed over here on ChatGPT, guys, remember that there are two ChatGPTs versions. One is 3.5, another one is 4. See, there is not a very big difference for us. It's not a very big difference. ChatGPT 4 has a data which is very new, very fresh. But ChatGPT 3.5 is the older version. It's a free version which we can use. So don't worry, we are good with 3.5. You don't have to buy 4 version. It's okay if you don't buy it. You can use 3.5. I'm okay with it. I have used 3.5 always, and I got the required assistance. So you don't have to sign up for 4. I mean, enterprises, organizations, they go for GPT-4 because they need the latest data. But 3.5 is quite enough for our practice purpose. Okay. Does that make sense? Now, so first one is the introduction, that we are going to, how are we going to introduce ourselves? Okay. So let's imagine I am a Scrum Master. Okay. And I'm going in an interview of a Scrum Master. So I can just type over here, can you help me with the interview introduction about myself, okay, on for a role, for a Scrum Master role. Okay. So now I have just typed my question, and you can see over here, it's going to list down everything. I'm going to show you everything, that what are the important factors we need to, focus on. So over here, if you look at the format, first of all, the data is very clean and clear. It's going to be very helpful. Trust me, guys. I have personally experienced it that this really helps. So because sometimes we are not sure that how should we structure our introduction. We are saying our name first, and then we are saying our success story first, and then we are saying about experience. So what we do, we try to mess it up. So instead of that, we can follow a proper structure which ChatGPT actually tells us to follow. Okay. So over here, if you see, you can see that first it is giving us the introduction. You can just read it. And over here, then you are explaining about the background and the experience, what background and experience you have. Okay. And you can see that it has specialized it for Scrum, that approach to Scrum, like how you basically became the Scrum Master, and what is something which actually helps you to enjoy a Scrum Master role. And then you can tell about success story. It's very important that you impress your interviewer with your success story, that what you have done in the past by which you can impress your interviewer. And then continuous learning, that you're always learner, you always love to be up to date with the latest industry trends. Okay. And probably if I would have prepared my introduction myself, I would have missed continuous learning, or if I would have missed approach to Scrum. But just because of ChatGPT, I have a proper structure now. And if I prepare my introduction with the help of ChatGPT, I have a proper structure and I can follow so that I don't miss anything. Is it helpful, guys? Everyone, is it helpful? Everyone? Now, the second is, let's say, if I am preparing for the technical interviews, because right now, I did it for Scrum Master, and it's more of a management role. But or let's imagine, before I jump into technical, let me stay at Scrum Master. But I think that this is not sufficient, and it is not interesting. So I want to make it interesting. So what I can say to ChatGPT, I can say make it interesting with some figures or some numbers, so that it can sound more impressive. So I'm just asking ChatGPT that, whatever you have sent me, I like it, but I think you can make it more interesting. Okay. With some numbers, because when we add some numbers, people like it. If I say that I have worked on 12 different projects, you will like it, right? So I just want to add some numbers, and let's see what ChatGPT does for me. So if you look at over here now, it's going to be improving it. Okay. Let me show you how. So if you look at the quality now, it's going to be, if you look at it with over X years of experience as Scrum Master. Okay. I have had the privilege of guiding YX cross-functional teams. So I can put over here 5+ cross-functional teams. It's making it more interesting. If you look over here, I have helped teams deliver high quality products. So I can say 3+ products. I can say 3 high quality products or 5 high quality products. So if you look at over here, what it has done, it has made it more interesting, added with some numbers, because when you talk about some numbers, the listener or the interviewer is going to feel that, yes, you have worked on some projects, and that number can sound very interesting. Do you think that adding the number has made it interesting? What do you think, guys? So now next, let's look at the introduction of a technical interviews. Maybe you are applying for a DevOps role. I know that Sri Charan is actually looking for a DevOps role. John Ademi is also looking for something technical, and Stephanie is also looking for a DevOps role. I know all these people. So now, guys, if in case you guys are looking for technical roles and technical jobs, so again, you can do the same thing. You can ask, or yes, again, you too. So if you want to search for a DevOps role and you want a very technical, technical introduction, so you can just type it. How can I introduce myself to interviewer with technical DevOps experience? Okay, so I'm going to put it over here. with AWS Cloud. Okay, or you can type Azure Cloud or AWS Cloud. Now it's gonna give you the introduction. So if you look at the introduction now, it has changed. You can see the format. It is not following the same format which it has followed at the time of Scrum Master. So if you look at over here, now you are introducing yourself. You're telling your expertise, DevOps and cloud expertise, that you have been building robust CI/CD pipelines, okay, with and harnessing the power of AWS services, right? Key achievement, what you have achieved. And if you look at over here, it is adding the numbers now, okay, that how much reduction in deployment time leading to increase in customer satisfaction. This is your key achievement, okay. AWS cloud certifications, that how many certifications you have, okay. Passion for continuous learning, that's the same thing which we discussed in Scrum Master, okay. Why you want to work for that organization, and then closing. So you can see over here, it has given you a proper structure. Now again, based on your recommendation, you can improve it. So you can say make it more, make it more technical, with technical terminologies. Okay, so you can say make it with technical terminology. So what it's going to do, it's going to rewrite everything, it's going to rephrase everything, but now it's going to be more technical. Let me show you how. So if you look at the key achievement, you can see in the key achievement, it is talking about Elastic Beanstalk, okay, or it is talking about CloudWatch, or it is talking about CloudTrail. You can see, I mean, this help, I don't think so it's available anywhere, right, which is available right now on ChatGPT. And it's very important that you take this help, because no one is going to come and tell you about all these things, right? So you can, if you read it thoroughly, you will find it has become very interesting and very technical. And interviewers who are technical enough, they love to hear technology. So you can add that technology. You can make it more interesting. You can again type it, make it more technical. It will add more keywords to it, okay. Or if you want to add something about Jenkins more, or maybe about Terraform more, you can just suggest it to ChatGPT and it will do the same for you. Okay, guys, are you going to take the help of ChatGPT going forward? Everyone, are you going to take the help? At least for introduction? Exactly, guys. Please do that. I know that's going to be very helpful coming up. Okay. Now, the second thing, what we actually were going through about the projects and use cases. This is very important, guys. Projects and use cases, or you can say terminologies or role plays. Let's look at the role plays first. Okay. I want to look at the role play. It's important, everyone, because you might not have worked as Scrum Master in your past, but you want to work as Scrum Master in future. You need to have a real scenario in front of you. You need to understand what kind of a conversation a Scrum Master can have with the team members, right? And that can be learned only with the help of role plays. So I can just type over here. I can say a role play of being a Scrum Master in Scrum team. Okay, I'm just gonna type it a small thing, and you can see it's gonna write down the complete role play for me. Okay, just a moment, it's stuck now. Okay, it's coming up. Okay, so over here you can see it's typing it. So you are a Scrum Master, so it's a role play, and the team is gathered for daily Scrum meetings. Okay, so now the whole team is gathered for daily Scrum meeting. Scrum, there are total 3 team members. Okay, John, Sarah, and Michael. And you can basically go through, you can basically read it, that how these people are communicating. Over here, if you keep reading it, I promise you will learn something new. Okay, I can just ask for another scenario. Okay, another role play. Let me ask. Let's say, give me another role play. Okay, it's gonna give you the another role play on Scrum Master. You can see this. This time they are, if you look at it, this time they are having the sprint retrospective meeting. Earlier they were having the meeting which was daily Scrum meeting. Do you see a difference? That it is giving you another use case, and if you read it, you will, because you have never been into that situation in your past. but this can actually make you feel. So whenever you are reading these role plays, imagine yourself as a scrum master, and in your mind imagine John and Sarah as well, so that you are able to imagine the whole situation just like you read your novels. Okay, and you will be able to read through the conversation and understand that what kind of a conversation a scrum master can have with their team members. So a lot of people, they come to me and say, Raman, how do I get that real feeling of being a scrum master when I'm learning scrum master? So that this is the only way, guys, because no one in the world is going to come and tell you about these things, and you can read over here. So do you see one thing over here, that you don't have to scroll down to 10 different blogs. You have ChatGPT. It is giving you a precise data, precise information. You can read it and can learn from it and prepare for the interview. Next thing is, we will take a look, a role play from a business analyst perspective. People who are learning business analyst, who wants to become a business analyst. Okay, I'm just going to show you. So a role play. Okay, a role play where a business analyst interact with client to get, just a minute, to gather, just a moment, guys, to gather requirements. Okay, so what I'm trying to do over here is, I'm gonna show you a role play when a business analyst is actually interacting with the client to gather the real application requirements. Okay, so over here there's a communication between, if you look at it, you are a business analyst, you are in a meeting with the client representing a company that you wants to develop a new e-commerce website. So over here, now if you go through this conversation, I promise you guys, you will learn something new. I have done that a lot. I love, whenever I get some time, I go through these conversations, and it gives me a real real thing. It might be a small conversation, but it will at least give you a real feel of it. You can ask for more role plays from ChatGPT. It's not a problem, but yeah, you can do it. Now let's imagine some people who are learning IT auditing, and they want to build they want to build a risk register. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the risk register. Is anyone familiar with the risk register? So you can basically type that, how can I create a risk register for a startup which is fintech. Okay, fintech organization. So basically, you're working for a fintech organization, and you want your manager has assigned you a task that you want to create a risk register. So if you type it over here, guys, you will look at it, that what it's gonna give you. Generally, risk registers are prepared on Excel, and it's gonna give you a lot of information about it. So if you see that it has not given you a parameters for Excel, so you can just type it that I need risk register parameters for Excel sheet. So if you see over here, these are the columns, of the Excel sheet. Risk ID. Okay, you're gonna give a ID to a risk which can happen in future. Risk description, category, likelihood, impact, and priority, risk honor. So I mean, if you look at this now, this complete information can help you to prepare a risk register for that particular organization. You don't have to scroll to multiple links now. You have one single place where you can get a proper idea on that particular information. Now I'm just gonna move forward now because we are cutting short with the time, but I'm just gonna move forward real quick. So let's imagine there are people who are learning DevOps. How many of you are familiar with Kubernetes? Have you heard about Kubernetes? I tell you that basically what happens, let's imagine that you want to understand that what are the important commands for canary deployment in Kubernetes. Okay, so first of all, everyone will think, what is this canary deployment? Have you heard about this canary deployment. I think some of you have heard about it. Canary deployment. Okay, so if you don't know, you can ask ChatGPT. If you know it, you can just ask like, what are the common commands to perform canary deployment in Kubernetes environment. See over here. Now it's gonna give you the commands. I'm gonna show you. See, so it's gonna give you every command which is going to help you. So so create a new Kubernetes deployment for new version. So this is the command you're gonna use. Okay, you're gonna create a new service. Okay, like that. If you more, I mean, these are only few commands. Probably I might not be able to write it properly, but you can ask for more commands. Let's say, I need step-by-step procedure for canary deployment. So if you can see that it is giving you a step-by-step procedure. Now, if you want with commands, you can type it here. I want with kubectl commands. So over here, you can see it's gonna give you the kubectl commands, which you can basically implement and practice. This is a YML file. Okay. Ingress, and it will give you a complete background. Right now I don't have time to read and tell you, but if you just do it yourself, I promise you that you will be able to read it, apply it, and practice it as well. Okay, so this is number one. Now the main thing comes, I want to tell you guys that let's imagine, Caroline, are you here with us? Let's imagine that I have a code over here. This is my CloudFormation YML script. Okay. Now over here, this is my working code. Everyone, this is my working code. But now let's say if I make a small mistake over here, okay, I just made a small mistake. I'm just gonna copy it, and it's not working now for me because I made a small mistake. So this code is not working for me, and I want ChatGPT to correct it for me. Okay, so I can just copy it, and I can type over here. Below code is not working for me. Can you check if there is any mistake? Generally, we don't see like what mistake is there in the code. I have just pasted the code from here. I just copied it and pasted over here. See, it's going to tell you that what is a mistake. Okay, one moment. So now you can just compare this code to find out that what is the mistake. So you can see the tags are again under this. Again, I can show you one moment. Correct below code. Just a moment, guys. I think I have pasted the wrong code. One moment. Okay. Or I can just type one moment. What is the problem with the below code? Let me make a small mistake again. Yeah, I think I was pasting the right code, I think. So now you can see over here, it has detected automatically the problem is with tags. And this is what I wanted to show you. And it is saying that the tags section should be placed inside the properties section. Okay. And now you can just copy this code and replace it with this. So you can see it has fixed it for you. So small syntactical problems, it can fix it for you. Sometimes if you think that you're not able to figure out that what is the problem with my code, so this is the best way, you can figure it out by copying it and by typing it over there. And it can also explain you that what went wrong, so that in the corrected version, the tag section is properly nested inside the properties. So you can imagine that, how interesting it is. It is fixing your problem. Okay. Now, let's say that if you look at over here, I show you one more thing. Let's say if I go to terminal and if I type over here, one moment. cd. If I go over here, cd document, let's imagine I'm in a folder, documents folder, and if I type git dot, okay, I type some command, okay, and it's giving me some error. So I can just copy this error and paste it over here. How can I fix this error? Sometimes we face this kind of error in the terminal, right? So we can ask ChatGPT that I'm facing this, so what can I do? So it can tell you that you can check the git status, you can git init, you can clone the repository. If you read this, it will make sense. Right now it might not be making sense because I'm not reading line by line, but if you read it, it will make sense that why are you seeing this kind of error. Okay, let's say if I just enter something and it says command not found, and this is the error, I can copy it and I say, how can I fix this error? Okay, so if you look at it, it will tell you like verify the command, or you can just read it. You don't have to go through multiple Google links now. It has solved your problem, and this will actually explain you something so that you're not lost. Okay, sometimes when you go through so many links, it gives you a lot of trouble. But if you use ChatGPT, it gives you a lot of information which can be really useful. So guys, you might have gone through, I mean, if you have attended the the workshop of data migration, okay, and you might have faced a problem about your SQL Electron is not connecting to AWS RDS. You can type it over here. Okay, you can ask, what can be the cause of SQL Electron not connecting with AWS RDS? See, I'm just asking the same question or same problem which you might have faced, and I'm going to type it over here. It's going to give me all the possible causes, which can be a real input. You can see over here, security group rules, that you have not added the right, security group rule. Database endpoint, probably the database URL which you are entering in SQL Electron is wrong. Okay, port number, you might not be selecting the right port number, 3305 for MySQL, or maybe if you're using PostgreSQL, then you have to use 5432. So if you see over here, that project was actually belonged to our workshop, but ChatGPT has got the answer to it. Guys, this is real thing. So make sure that, for any problem, you are trying to solve it with the help of ChatGPT. Bookmark this, use it, and I promise you that at least you will be able to utilize it when you need it. And the last thing about your question and answers, you can ask questions like, what are the frequently asked interview questions with answers for Scrum Master role, or whichever role you're applying for. It's going to give you the list of the questions. And once you are done with these questions, ask more. Okay, just type it and ask more, that, okay, tell me more. It's going to, let's say if I stop generating it and I say, tell me more, it's going to give you the more questions. Okay, one moment. So you can see that it's going to give you more questions. And this is how you can prepare. A lot of people who come to me and ask me that, Naman, can you provide interview questions? I can certainly provide you, but if I am not available, you can go to ChatGPT and ask, and it will provide you all the scenarios, all the questions, all the role plays. If your code is not working, ask it, see if it is really helping you, and pass the feedback to me that if it is really helping you in future. Okay. So guys, was it helpful, everyone?
Thank you for watching. Switch from non-IT to IT today. Explore www.thinkcloudly.com.